Did you know that there's an ancient elixir that turns on fat burning, balances your blood sugar, and purifies your skin? Yeah, that's right. It's been used for thousands of years to help improve energy levels, fat burning, and gut health. This tonic drink was used during the Civil War and World War I to disinfect wounds, and it saved thousands of lives. In fact, the Japanese samurai warriors drank it for strength and power, and Hippocrates, known as the father of modern medicine, prescribed this ancient elixir for many conditions. In this video, I'm going to go through exactly how to use this elixir to balance your blood sugar, improve digestion, boost your energy levels, burn fat, and so much more. I'm also going to go over the exact dilution you need with apple cider vinegar, just in case you didn't know what the elixir was, to improve your health, to get rid of sore throats, dandruff, warts, acne, and detox your body. You see, apple cider vinegar activates the vagus nerve. That triggers parasympathetic activity. Your vagus nerve is cranial nerve 10. It runs from your brainstem down into all your major organs, your heart, your lungs, and into your digestive system. And it tells your heart to relax. It tells your digestive system to kick up. In fact, it improves digestive juice production, the production of stomach acid, bile, and pancreatic enzyme. And when those juices go up, bloating goes down. So you digest your food more effectively, you absorb the nutrients out of it, and you don't get the stomach bloat and the stomach the gut inflammation in general. In fact, one of the things that apple cider vinegar does, it's rich in something called acetic acid. Acetic acid strengthens the mitochondrial function within the intestinal cells. And the better the mitochondria are in the intestines, the stronger, more stress resilient the intestinal lining will be. So it literally heals leaky gut syndrome, and it reduces endotoxin release, lipopolysaccharide release into the bloodstream. Lipopolysaccharide, we call that endotoxin. It's from the outer wall of certain types of bacteria, certain types of pathogens. It is a really potent trigger for inflammation in the body, and apple cider vinegar helps protect against that inflammatory trigger from getting out into the bloodstream. It also strengthens cellular function. Again, the key compound within apple cider vinegar is acetic acid. It's a postbiotic compound that strengthens mitochondrial function. That acetic acid is converted into something called acetyl-CoA, which is then used in the Krebs cycle to produce ATP, or cellular energy. Acetic acid helps improve fat burning. It activates a compound called AMP kinase, a cellular protein that triggers mitochondrial biogenesis, or the formation of new healthy mitochondria. And again, fat burning comes down to the total amount of healthy, high-functioning mitochondria and the time those mitochondria can spend producing energy through aerobic metabolism. The apple cider vinegar supports a healthy gut microbiome. By strengthening the mitochondria in the intestinal cells, these cells now produce more energy through aerobic respiration, and that increases the amount of obligate anaerobic bacteria, which are high postbiotic producing microbes that we need. They're the only ones that can survive in a very low oxygen environment. You see, pathogenic microbes, they're aerobic, they need oxygen, or they're either aerobic or they're facultative anaerobes, where they can survive in a high or a low oxygen environment. But most of them are aerobic bacteria. When we think about, for example, different types of parasites and worms, they need oxygen. They need a high oxygen environment. H. pylori needs a high oxygen environment. When we're taking in something like apple cider vinegar, we're strengthening the mitochondria, we're reducing the amount of oxygen content in the lumen of the intestines, and we are now creating an environment that's ripe for the development of healthy bacteria that are obligate anaerobic bacteria, and the aerobic pathogens die off naturally. You see, unhealthy mitochondria struggle to use oxygen to produce cellular energy, and that means there's more oxygen in the intestinal lumen, and that's an environment for those bad microbes to thrive. Whereas healthy mitochondria, they use oxygen to produce cellular energy, and that pulls the oxygen out of the intestinal lumen, and they use it for energy, and that lowers the oxygen content and kills off the pathogenic aerobic microbes and provides the proper ecosystem for the obligate anaerobic bacteria. Let's talk about some studies. A 2019 study showed that it improved apple cider vinegar usage, improved insulin sensitivity, it improved the glycemic response, blood pressure, and oxidative stress levels in people with diabetes and dyslipidemia. So there's a 2025 study in the Frontiers of Nutrition that looked at 7 different studies. It was a meta-analysis, which is the gold standard in clinical research. They found that there were improvements in fasting blood sugar and hemoglobin A1C for every 1 milliliter per day increase in apple cider vinegar consumption. And that was associated with a reduction in your fasting blood sugar. Now, 1 milliliter per day consumption is very, very low. In fact, the greater effects of blood sugar were seen with 10 milliliters per day, which is roughly 2/3 of a tablespoon per day. Now, I recommend getting 1 tablespoon twice a day. That's going to give you the optimal benefits of the apple cider vinegar. Now, apple cider vinegar is great for stopping cravings and overeating. In fact, there's a 2024 study in the British Medical Journal that talked about burning fat for fuel. The researchers assigned 120 overweight or obese Lebanese participants who were between 15 and 25 years old to intervention groups receiving either 5 milliliters, 10 milliliters, or 15 milliliters of apple cider vinegar daily. And they also had a control group that they used as well over a 12-week period. They looked at BMI, body mass index, they looked at body weight, hip to waist circumference, blood glucose levels, and total cholesterol levels. And they assessed them at 4-week, 8-week, and 12-week intervals. The researchers found that all the doses of apple cider vinegar resulted in significant decreases in body weight and body mass indexes at the 4, 8, and 12 weeks compared with the placebo group and compared with baseline, whereas the waist to hip circumference and body fat ratio decreased at 8 and 12 weeks. The dose and time-dependent effects were also identified. The group that received 15 milliliters, which was equivalent to 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, had the largest reduction, and the most significant changes occurred at 12 weeks. That means that taking 1 tablespoon a day, right? 1 tablespoon in 4 ounces of water, 1 to 2 times daily. I really think that twice a daily is kind of the best. That's the sweet spot. That's where you're going to get the most benefits of apple cider vinegar, taking 1 tablespoon twice a day. And that study showed the benefits get better the longer you're taking it, up to at least 12 weeks. So like roughly a 3-month period of time. Each day you're doing this, your benefits are getting better and better. You're burning more fat, you're stabilizing your blood sugar, you're improving your mitochondrial health and your gut health. So that's what I recommend as far as oral consumption, 1 tablespoon and 4 ounces of water. Now, there are several recipes you can use for your skin and for your immune system. If you want to heal acne, mix apple cider vinegar with water in a ratio of 1 to 3. 1 part apple cider vinegar to 3 parts water. Remember, apple cider vinegar is a great antimicrobial. When you wash your face with this mixture, 1 part apple cider vinegar, 3 parts water, mix that and then wash your face 2 to 3 times daily. That will help prevent acne, and even will help to remove acne that you already have on your face. Wart removal. If you're dealing with warts, this is something you want to do in the evening or at a consistent time when you can change your Band-Aids. You soak a cotton ball in apple cider vinegar. So real quick, you just kind of dip it in there, soak it, and then you put it on the wart with a Band-Aid over the top and hold it in place. You leave it on for 24 hours and change every day for 7 to 15 days, so roughly 1 to 2 weeks. The wart, at first, it's going to swell and it may throb as it reacts to the vinegar for the first few days. This usually goes for about 3 days. In fact, it may even turn black during that period of time, but the wart should be completely gone after 1 to 2 weeks, roughly 7 to 15 days. Now, apple cider vinegar is also great at reducing inflammation in your body, and you can apply it topically to things like bruises or even delayed onset muscle soreness. So if you have muscles that are sore from exercise, all you do is you simply apply a cloth, right? And you put that cloth in apple cider vinegar, you wipe over your bumps and bruises or the areas that are sore, and it's going to speed up the healing time. So it's great at helping reduce inflammation. Also, you can do detox baths, right? I talk a lot about Epsom salt baths. You can do an apple cider vinegar bath where you get a bathtub of clean water, right? You set that up and you add 1 cup of apple cider vinegar per whole bathtub, right? You just add in 1 cup It's not enough to really make you smell like apple cider vinegar, but you'll actually get a great detox soak. You can also do a foot bath. So if you don't have as much time, personally, I don't really like taking baths, but I'll do a foot bath, okay? And so basically all I do is I basically just take 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, I put it in water in the foot bath, and I just soak my feet in there. And that works great for detox. It's also great if you have toenail fungus or athlete's foot. Now, another thing you can do is if you have dandruff, do a 50-50 mix of apple cider vinegar and water, saturate your hair with that and let it sit for 15 minutes. Then you're gonna wanna wash it out, right? Obviously your hair might smell like apple cider vinegar, so wash it out with a shampoo. Do this every night for a week, and you're gonna notice that your dandruff is eliminated. So literally you can get rid of acne, dandruff, you can get rid of warts, and I mean as little as 1 to 2 weeks of using apple cider vinegar topically like this. Now also if you have a sore throat, apple cider vinegar is a really good sore throat treatment. You can just take 1 or 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in about 2 ounces of water, so a very small amount of water. It's gonna be pretty strong. You gargle it for about 10 seconds. That's gonna naturally help disinfect your mouth and throat and improve your immune function, and that's gonna help get rid of the sore throat. You can also use apple cider vinegar to clean your home. You can dilute apple cider vinegar in a 1-to-4 ratio with water in a spray bottle and use it as an all-natural, all-purpose cleaner. It's actually one of the best cleaning agents. Not only is it antimicrobial, but there's no chemicals in it, of course, and it's easy to just spray and clean. It will help, the acid that's in it will help break down grease, will help break down bacterial biofilms, all kinds of stuff that will help you clean up your counters, will help clean up dishes, helps you clean dishes, all kinds of different things. So really good strategy. Now let's talk about a couple frequently asked questions that I get on apple cider vinegar. Number one is, what is the proper dilution for drinking apple cider vinegar if you want more energy and better fat burning? It's roughly 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar for 4 to 8 ounces of water. So it just depends how diluted you want it, but in that range, 4 to 8 ounces is great for consuming, and then that will help stimulate energy production, will help stimulate your digestive system, and it will help stimulate fat burning. The dilution for the sore throat was 1 tablespoon, 1 or even 2 tablespoons for 2 ounces. That's way too strong for consuming it, drinking it. However, it's great for gargling for 10 seconds to get rid of a sore throat. Now, I've been asked before, if you drink apple cider vinegar and you have pain in your stomach, should you keep drinking it? Definitely not. In fact, that's actually a sign. It's actually a test for a stomach ulcer. There's a lot of people that have basically a big wound in their stomach. We call that a stomach ulcer. When they drink an acid like apple cider vinegar, it will actually aggravate that stomach ulcer and cause more pain. So if you're noticing pain in the pit of your stomach when you consume apple cider vinegar, stop consuming apple cider vinegar. Some better things to do would be ginger, marshmallow root, aloe vera. Drink aloe vera, for example. Marshmallow root is great. Slippery elm tea, ginger tea. Those are great for helping strengthen the stomach lining and the overall strengthening your stomach itself, right? Zinc carnosine is another great supplement. MSM is a great supplement for helping improve your body's ability to heal that stomach ulcer. So those would be better things to use rather than apple cider vinegar, okay? Now, I was also asked, if you've been told you have low stomach acid levels, how do you use apple cider vinegar to improve stomach acid and digestion? And in order to use that, what I would recommend is, again, just take 1 tablespoon and 4 to 8 ounces of water. If you notice you have pain in your stomach, stop using it. Use aloe vera, use ginger, use marshmallow root. Help strengthen and heal that ulcer that's in your stomach. And then after that, after a month or 2 of doing that, try the apple cider vinegar again and see if you still have that same pain in your stomach. Other than that, drink 1 tablespoon in 4 to 8 ounces of water twice a day before meals, and that's going to give you the best benefits. Now, I've been asked, if you have high histamine levels, if you have histamine intolerance, should you use apple cider vinegar even though it's fermented and higher in histamine? Most people that do have histamine intolerance don't do very well with apple cider vinegar. So what I recommend is let's come off the apple cider vinegar. Instead, let's use ginger, fresh, diced ginger that you can chew on or that you can put in salads. And that is great for helping stimulate stomach acid production. Go on a lower histamine diet, okay? And when you do that, you're gonna start to heal the histamine issues, right? And then that's gonna allow you to bring back the apple cider vinegar and get all the great benefits from it. So these were great questions. Hopefully you guys learned a lot and are gonna start using apple cider vinegar, not only orally, right, consuming it, taking 1 tablespoon and 4 to 8 ounces of water twice a day, but also you can, again, use it on your skin, use it to help detox, and there's many great benefits to using it. Please share this video with somebody that you know and that you care about. We'll see you in one of these future video trainings. Be blessed, everybody.